MWR has some great trips through ODR where we can take you to the slopes. We can take you skiing. This magazine here is also available online, hard copy if some of you like to plan out your events from now, fall through winter. Take a copy of this home and check it out, or if you're online right now, go to the website and there's a digital version as well. I have one copy with me here, so whoever sees me afterwards and says ODR rocks, you can have this one. Also, we're bringing some of the holiday shopping to you coming up just very shortly here. This weekend, we have the Ederle Fall Bazaar, 3 through 5. So it's Friday afternoon, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. We're going to bring some of the vendors all the way from Netherlands down to Sicily up here to you, and a lot of course, local vendors as well. We did the early October date in an effort to help meet some of those postal deadlines in case you want to ship some stuff back for the holidays, but also in an effort to try to stay away from Aviano's Bazaar. But our date was so good that Aviano decided to step on our date and pick our date. We're going to try to work to deconflict that again next year, but the good news is that it is 3 days, so if you plan the weekend right after payday to do some shopping, you can enjoy the event here on Ederle as well as take the hour drive to Aviano. And we look forward maybe to some synergy there between the two events. Also coming up, one of my favorite programs that actually, as I understand it, came about as an effort of AFAP is the BOSS program. The BOSS program is celebrating its 25th anniversary. We're doing it in style at Dell Inn. I see the BOSS president standing in the back, so it looks like maybe he was going to go up to open mic, so I won't steal too much of his thunder, but we got some live bands and a good event, and he'll talk more about that. The next one I want to highlight, this is the last weekend, Friday, Saturday evening, 7:30 p.m. to come and get some laughs. We have entertainers from here in the community that are really hilarious, and also a Sunday matinee. So check that out, please. Next slide. Okay, it's officially October, which is a lot of people's favorite time of the year, where we have fall, but of course we also have Halloween. So we have a number of Halloween events listed up here on the slide. Everything from ODR, taking folks down to Gardaland. The entire month, from what I understand, Gardaland is themed and decorated towards Halloween, and it should be a great time. Also, of course, it'll be a spooktacular time at the library, looking for children in the ages about 3 to 11 to decorate masks and play some games and have some spooky stories and have a good time there. The Youth Center Carnival is going to take place on Villaggio from 3 to 6 p.m. Just like it did last year. We realize that this is a school out day now. Of course, our plans for this event happen to be on the 31st because somebody tells me that's Halloween, so that's the day we're going to continue to do it. There's lots of good fun and activities there. Some of the games I'd never heard of. There was Lollipop Ghosts, Mummy Rap, Halloween Twister. The only thing I knew was Bobbing for Apples, but apparently that's not on there. But there's still lots of fun that day. Of course, we also have some events for the single soldiers and some of the adult type theme with the zombie run, starting at the Dell Inn Fitness Center. The track out there, it'll be a 5K run through to try to stay away from the zombies. It was a great success last year, and it will end at the Warrior Zone. Well, there'll be a zombie party, a apocalypse party that you don't want to miss. Of course, one of the favorite traditions for a lot of people in Halloween is to do trick-or-treating. Last year, we did trick-or-treating on Villaggio, and there was a lot of lessons learned. We had an AAR, some focus groups, and a lot of discussions of ways that we could improve so that we didn't repeat some of the things that weren't so great about the trick-or-treating. A lot of the information that came out was that there was just a lot fewer houses on Villaggio than there were in the past. When the school was built, the new youth center was built, a number of houses were taken out of the inventory. So less houses, still in increasing demand, meant that the residents weren't happy, and of course also the participants, the guests from off base, were also not thrilled. So we looked at things that we could do differently. Also, some of the other factors that came into consideration when we made plans for trick-or-treating were some of the real-world events going on right now. Heightened force protection, maybe not open base is a good idea during a time like that. Also, some of the real-world missions where we have some of the residents from Villaggio taking care of missions and doing things outside of Italy right now, so even fewer homes available. So all of those factors help shape kind of the situation and the plans for this year. The plans are, because it is Halloween and we want to follow some of the traditions, there will be trick-or-treating on Villaggio. It will be open to the residents, of course, and U.S. ID card holders. The trick-or-treating time will start right when the Youth Center Carnival ends at 6 p.m. It's also starting to get a little bit dark, but not too dark to be unsafe. And in an effort, one of the other comments that came out was the residents of Villaggio were kind of expected to bear the brunt or the cost, if you will, of all the candy to put out for trick-or-treaters. So we're going to coordinate some donation points for candy for donations, and we're also going to have MWR augment some of the candy supply for the Villaggio residents as well. So should be a great time, should be lots of fun, should be safe. To help with the safety, we're going to have some of the gates and some of the roads closed down so that we don't have vehicles at the same time as we have ghosts wandering the streets. But again, those are the reasons behind some of the changes for Halloween. Wanted to make sure, I think some of you had already heard that that was the case, but just wanted to make sure that everybody knew what led into that and what shaped what promises to be a great time for all. Some other good news. CYS throughout the world is getting ready to adjust some fees. So this is not Vicenza specific. And the good news that I saw is that it's coming up 1 November, but they're not very dramatic or drastic at all. The hourly rates stay the same, which is something that a lot of folks were waiting to hear what would happen there. And best I can tell, it's only about a $6 to $10 increase in some of the categories per month, $6 to $10 per month in some of the categories. But again, that's throughout the Army and actually throughout the DoD. So that will take place. And if you're impacted by that or need some more information, please stop by Parent Central or any of the CYS facilities where you have your youth involved, and we'll explain everything. Good news that I just found out, 22 October, AFE is bringing a country music artist, Mark Wills, to Caserma Ederle. I think he was popular at some point, and he's also well known and a strong supporter of the military. That sounded wrong, didn't it? I was trying to, all the jokes that
Hopefully
I tried
he's
to
not
make
one of those 900 people watching the webcast right now.
I had the pleasure of seeing Mark Wills in concert one time in Korea. He did an outstanding job. He's written a number of patriotic songs, strong supporter of the U.S. military. And 22 October this month, so it'll be before the next InfoX, so I just wanted to put that out. More information to come, but that's an exciting concert and it's free. So I wanted to end the user fees increase with a slick little free concert at the end there. But that's all I have. Thank you.
And speaking of the free concerts, I do encourage everyone to come out and participate and enjoy the music, because the more participation we get, the bigger the crowd, the more likely Armed Forces Entertainment or USO or any of the other organizations that bring bands and acts of various kinds, whether it be comedy or else, to our community. If we don't get a very good showing, then the artists don't necessarily advocate for this being back on their list to come back again the next time around. So please come out and participate. I know, again, Boss has got a big concert, and although it is sponsored by the Boss team, it is open to all to come out and see the concert, and that's out on Delled Inn, and Staff Sergeant Williams is going to come up and talk about that in a little bit. But please all come out. Don't feel like it's targeted to any particular group. It's going to be a great concert out there on Delled Inn.